Hello students, my name is Arshan and today we will do the poem of second chapter of your Honeycomb textbook of NCERT of class 7th. The name of the poem is The Rebel by poetess DJ Enright. Now students, what does a rebel mean? Rebel word can be defined by the dictionary as someone who doesn't obey the rules or who doesn't follow the general norm. Now students, have you ever noticed a person who is not agreeing with you, or he may not agree with a group of friends also? There are some type of people who doesn't like to do things which generally everyone thinks someone should do. What will you call that type of person? Well, by definition, we can call him a rebel. To learn more about this rebel and the appropriate values and associated actions with it, let us go and read this poem. When everybody has short hair, the rebel lets his hair grow long. When everybody has long hair, the rebel cuts his hair short. When everybody talks during the lesson, the rebel doesn't say a word. When nobody talks during the lesson, the rebel creates a disturbance. When everybody wears a uniform, the rebel dresses in fantastic clothes. When everybody wears fantastic clothes, the rebel dresses soberly. In the company of dog lovers, the rebel expresses a preference for cats. In the company of cat lovers, the rebel puts in a good word for dogs. When everybody is praising the sun, the rebel remarks on the need for rain. When everybody is greeting the rain, the rebel regrets the absence of sun. When everybody goes to the meeting, the rebel stays at home and reads a book. When everybody stays at home and reads a book, the rebel goes to the meeting. When everybody says, "Yes, please," the rebel says, "No, thank you." When everybody says, "No, thank you," the rebel says, "Yes, please." It is very good that we have rebels. You may not find it very good to be one. Interesting poem, students, isn't it? Now let us go recite it once more. When everybody has short hair, the rebel lets his hair grow long. When everybody has long hair, the rebel cuts his hair short. When everybody talks during the lesson, the rebel doesn't say a word. When everybody talks during the lesson, the rebel creates a disturbance. When everybody wears a uniform, the rebel dresses in a fantastic clothes. When everybody wears a uniform, the rebel dresses in fantastic clothes. When everybody wears fantastic clothes, the rebel dresses soberly. In the company of dog lovers, the rebel expresses a preference for cats. In the company of cat lovers, the rebel puts in a good word for dogs. When everybody is praising the sun, the rebel remarks on the need for rain. When everybody is greeting the rain, the rebel regrets the absence of sun. When everybody goes to the meeting, the rebel stays at home and reads a book. When everybody stays at home and reads a book, the rebel goes to the meeting. When everybody says, "Yes, please," the rebel says, "No, thank you." When everybody says, "No, thank you," the rebel says, "Yes, please." It is very good that we have rebels. You may not find it very good to be one. Now students, in the first few couplets of the poem, the poet is explaining or is telling us about the qualities of a rebel. In the first few couplets, you can read and also you can understand that when everybody is keeping short hair, the rebel is keeping long hairs. When everyone is keeping quiet, the rebel is speaking up. And when everyone is speaking up, the rebel is keeping quiet. And the list goes on and on. For example, in the further couplets, poet is also saying that when everybody is talking about cats, the rebel is putting in a good word or is appreciating dogs. When everybody is talking about dogs, the rebel is talking about cats. Similarly, the poem goes on and on. Also, the poet tells about when everybody is talking about rain, the rebel is talking about the necessity of sun. When everybody is praising the sun, the rebel is telling us about the qualities of rain. Similarly, students, the further couplets of the poem are as follows. When everybody is being a yes man and is saying yes please, the rebel is saying no, thank you. In the last couplet, the poet says that it is very necessary to have a rebel, but that is, it is very difficult to be a rebel. Now, it's time for some interesting activities based on this poem to do. Let us go. The first activity, students, is working with the poem, in which question 1 we have to answer the following questions. First question is, if someone doesn't wear a uniform to school, what do you think the teacher will say? I for sure know the students that if someone doesn't wear a uniform to school, they will be scolded, right? Write about what do you think that what will a person feel or a person will get treated to in a school if he doesn't wear a uniform in your notebook. Now, the second question, student. When everyone wants a clear sky, what does the rebel want most? As we know, students, by the definition of rebel, a rebel is someone who doesn't go by the general norm of the society. Now, if everyone is asking for clear sky, then the rebel must be wanting clouds or a cloudy sky. Write about it more in your notebook. Now, let us go to the third question. If the rebel has a dog for a cat, what is everyone else likely to have? We have read about this in the poem as well, students. When everyone is talking about cats, the rebel is telling us about the qualities of a dog, and similarly, when everyone is having a cat as a pet, the rebel will have a dog. Let us go on to the fourth question. So, students, why do you think is it necessary to have rebels? We live in a society, we live in a community, and if everyone in our society will think alike, do you think it will be interesting? For example, take the color box. If every color of your box will be of red in color, will you think you will be able to paint those beautiful cartoons in your notebook? Similarly, students, we need to have diverse thinking and different opinions for our society to work as a properly working society and community. I hope you are getting what the answer should be. Please write down the answers in your own words in your notebook as well. Now, on to the fifth question. The fifth question, students, is why is it not good to be a rebel oneself? To answer this question, students, there is a saying which you might have heard in English, which is swimming against the flow of the river is very difficult, whereas swimming with the flow of the river is very easy. Similarly, students, these things happen in our life. If someone, students, is becoming a rebel and is opposing each and everything, doing things which are not asked and is doing the exactly opposite, he will have to face the friction from the authorities. For example, if you break a rule in the school, you will have to face the principal or your teacher. They will scold you as well. Therefore, students, being a rebel is not easy. So, I hope that you are getting the gist of the answer. Note down the answers in your own words in your notebook. Going on to the sixth question, students. The sixth question is, would you like to be a rebel? If yes, why? If not, why not? So, students, what do you think? Think about it yourself and write it down in your notebook that would you like to be a rebel? If yes, then write down the reasons why. And if not, if you think that you don't want to be a rebel, then also write down the reasons why not. As in the poem's last couplet we have read, it is very good that we have rebels, but you may not find it very good to be one. The poet is implying that it is very necessary for our society, for our community to have diverse thinking capabilities, to have diverse thinking minds, diverse thinking approach and different state of minds as well. But the poet in the last line of the poem is also implicating the fact that being a rebel, being someone with different opinion is not that easy, cause you will have to justify yourself. Also, you may have to face authorities. Write it down furthermore in your notebook. Now, let us go on to the next activity, which is finding the antonym. Antonym, students, means a word opposite in meaning. So, the second activity is find in the poem an antonym for each of the following words. The first word, student, is long. The antonym for long should be short. The second word is grow. The antonym for grow can be shrink or short. The third word, student, is quietness. The antonym for quietness is disturbance. The fourth word is sober. The antonym of sober can be frivolous. The fifth word is lost. The antonym for lost is found. So, students, let us go to the third activity now. The third activity is find in the poem lines that match the following. Read both one after the other and try to do this activity at your home also. First line is, the rebel refuses to cut his hair. The line matching this in the poem is, the rebel lets his hair grow long. Second line is, he says cats are better. The line matching in the poem is, the rebel expresses a preference for cats. Third line is, he recommends dogs. The line matching in the poem is, the rebel puts in a good word for dogs. Fourth line is, he is unhappy because there is no sun. The line matching in the poem is, the rebel regrets the absence of sun. Fifth line is, he is noisy on purpose. The line matching in the poem is, the rebel creates a disturbance. So, students, in this poem we have learned about a lot of different attributes of a rebel and also the need of a rebel and the difficulty if you become a rebel. So, I want you people to recite this poem once again in your home as well and try to do these activities with excitement and with a different perspective of a rebel. Till then, I will take your leave. Bye bye.